Hi guys, welcome along. What I want to go over today is how you can create this very cool sort of low poly style illustration from an image. We'll be doing this in Photoshop, and it's a very contemporary style of illustration, and one I think that you will enjoy. So let's get started. So initially you'll find the image that you want to use, and I'd recommend a portrait of something like that, something that's sort of, not going to take you forever and ever to achieve. And this really does simplify the image. It really does create this simplification using polygons, if you like. So when you get started, you'll want to cut out your image, and I've used the lasso tool to achieve this sort of straight edged line. No curves, straight edged hard line, if you like, and that's how you want to get started. You might want to pop a little bit of contrast in the image if you like, just to help it along a little bit. But once you're happy with the image, we can get started. And what this is about is making little selections. And I'm going to use my lasso tool to do this. And, so what we do is, and I'm holding my finger on the Option key to create this diamond, or beg your pardon, this triangular shape. Okay, and actually I'll do it over on this side so you can see what happens here. So I'll just do a regular shape here, and we'll be using a filter to achieve this, and we're going to be using this filter called Blur Average. That's how we'll achieve this effect, and the average takes all the pixels within that selection and averages them out into one single color. So if I do this now, you'll see that that has created the average color from within that selection. So let's just undo that and deselect. So how this works is, what you typically do is you're creating triangles. Predominantly you want to create triangles to truly achieve this effect. So I've made my triangle, and I can use the filter, average, and blur, and deselect. So what I'll do is I'll just continue doing a few here so you can see how it goes, and filter, average, and blur, and you get that sort of shape, that's sort of this sort of triangular shape. Now I'm just going to do a couple more here. Now you can always go up, filter, average, blur, or you can use on a Mac Control Command F. That will apply the last filter. So you're just continually going through and getting that blur, and you want to achieve a little bit of differentiation in terms of the color. You don't want all your sort of triangles, if you like, to be very much the same color. So we just continue on. I'm going to try to do this rather quickly, but take your time, and you'll start to build up this sort of shape here. So selecting bits and pieces, applying the filter. Remember, Control Command F on a Mac, and that will apply that last filter. And when you get to areas of detail, this is not too detailed, so I can probably get that. So remember, I'm just holding my finger on the Option key with my regular lasso tool. Filter, and we're starting to build there. When you come to other areas of detail, your triangles want to get a bit smaller. So as you sort of come into something that's a little bit more detailed, you can start to reduce the size of your triangles. And it is a relatively slow process, so as you can see, it will take me a while to do, but we're just building up this set of triangles. Now I'll just do a couple more, and if you find that that color is a little bit too similar to a neighborhood color, you can use your eyedropper and just give it a bit of a help along. And I've changed that color on my sort of color swatch over here, and holding down the Option and the Delete key will fill that color with that designated shape. So this is sort of the process, and it is, as I say, there's no magic button to this. As you get out bigger, less detailed areas, your triangles can get a bit larger, and if you make a few things that aren't overlapping correctly, you can just go back and correct them and just filter. And as you go, you start to build this thing up. So it's largely triangles, but there will be times, maybe, to be fair, you might want to sort of increase this situation. So I'm now not doing triangles. This would take me a very long time to do this. So little areas, it's okay to make a few little cheats so you don't have to spend forever doing this. You can just sort of cheat a little bit with a few irregular shapes, but largely it relies on the old triangle method. So as I say, when you get into areas like such, yeah, you can cheat a little bit, just get a little bit more effect like this. Big areas, big and bold, and as you go. So that's sort of the process. You just take your time, build out, and like I say, if you know, you can cheat and add a couple of square shapes in there, you know, because it can be, as I say, there's a very time consuming sort of operation, but one effect that is absolutely stunning when you take the time to do it well. So as you can see, I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to move forward just for the sake of the video. That's where I got to. Okay, you can see in here there are a few times where I changed to an irregular shape through here, but you know, you're looking for those triangles largely. You can, as I say, cheat a little bit, but if you achieve the triangles, you'll get that really cool look. That's the low poly style illustration, and sometimes it's not a bad effect to leave, you know, an area, and that can draw attention to this, the clothes that this young man's wearing, or maybe leave the eyes undone. So there's various other takes on this. You can see this one here, I left the face, I left the eyes, and I thought that looked rather cool like that. If you want to, just keep going and you can complete the image entirely, and it's a really good look. As I say, it's a little bit time consuming, so take your time and you will achieve a really good result. Look, that's the real short video of this. I'm hoping that you guys can do something amazing. Really looking forward to seeing what you come up with in class. All right, guys, I hope that helps a bit. All right, see ya.